Morning, good afternoon, or good evening, or wherever you are in the world. This is Vladimira Kuna, and I am here. I love interviewing authors, which you may know. So I invited to Vlad's author show Ilona Sula Moritz. I'm probably butchering her name right now. And she is publishing her book soon, which is called The 10% Chance. What a remarkable title. And Ilona's written this book and she's gifted it to her medical staff who really has been supporting her on her journey, which she will talk in a minute about, and her family, her friends, and everyone I love to see this as there is always this amazing blessed team around us. And that's where anything we achieve in life, we're never there alone. It's always such a team effort and teamwork. And not always we actually feel that, but she has expressed an absolutely unconditional gratitude towards all of these people around her. And welcome, Ilona. I'm so privileged and thrilled to have you and for you to share your beautiful the 10% Chance book.
Hi, Vladi. Thank you so much for doing this interview with me and and help me to spread my message all around. Basically, after my 50th birthday, I overcome medical challenges, and it was a real scary issue. I went through brain tumor surgery, and the chances of overcoming my issues, and it was about 10% chance. When I met my neurosurgeon and I heard, about the percentage, that it shocked me. Honestly, because I am a positive person, I always think,
Yes,
things
you are.
things will work out for me, I will find a solution. This is what I always tell my children. I tell everybody, we'll figure it out. But that 10% was a little bit too low for me.
Yeah.
But I looked in my neurosurgeon's eyes and I said to him, "Oh well, 10% is more than none. So let's go with surgery." And the funny things, because he listed all the possible complications, what could happen. Every single things happened to me, what he listed. So, and one was scary and the other one. And it was interesting because how he talked to me, he wrote all his notes, and after that he gave me the paper, so I was able to basically follow up. And I just had only one things in my mind. I have to be in that 10% chance bracket, and I will go through of it. I have two teenage children, and I will do anything in my power. And this is how my journey started. And I was in a hospital for 4.5 months. So that was a long time.
It's a long time, yes.
Yeah, and in this 4.5 months, I saw many things, many scary things. I did see other patients who weren't as lucky as I was. So basically, I faced faced reality, and and give me that thought, how thankful should I be? And this is what I would like to tell people, whoever are going through medical challenges or other kind of challenges in life. You have to put your mindset on, you're gonna overcome it. you will do the best what you can, and look around for whom are you doing it. Especially, all of mothers, we are especially doing everything for our children. So no question about that mother will do everything.
That is so true. And I will point out how mindset is everything. It's like 95%. I did find myself in a situation 4 years ago when I was diagnosed with something, and I actually like to not go back into it. I emotionally detached from that. I like to not again go back, but as you were talking, it's such an important thing what Ilona said, and I'd like to actually just double repeat it again, because it is how will we make a decision. I remember I've made the decision that my kids are so small and there is no way nothing's happening to me and I'm just way too young to die. And like if we entertain, because it doesn't matter how positive we are, and you are extremely positive, and you just mentioned that as well. When diagnosis or something scary comes, it can be a bankruptcy of the business, like something like we call a huge challenge in life. It's kind of, that is the time where how positive you are, it doesn't really matter, because all of a sudden it's like, whoa, you're standing in front of this and it takes a decision to make. And you've made a decision to be the part of the 10%. And even the diagnosis, it wasn't just 10%. There were some indications and you experienced all the adversity. So it was the persistence you showed, because it's not just one decision, it follows with persistence. You sleep and you go back and you bring yourself back into that thinking, I can do that. I can do that. I will face this. I'm healing. I'm healed. And all the affirmations we did. But I like to think like when we are in the adversity and the challenges, that's where it shows how strong we are, because it's easy to be positive when everything's going well. But when you find yourself in a different situation, that's where we stretch, and that's where we discovering who we really are and what our attitude towards things are, how we're responding or reacting. And there's so many aspects, but persistence comes to me as a first, and resilience as well, because that's what you show.
Yeah, just want to mention, yes, right, exactly. Resilience and then perseverance, like persistence. And just keep going, have a faith, in your supporting system.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. It's not just the medical stuff. People have other challenges, but you will find a supporting system if you are looking for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love you said that, because we attract what we seek. And if we're seeking help and support, we will find it.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your intention for the book? I love asking this question to all authors, because it's such an important part. What do we intend? What's the message? Obviously, we're getting the message, but what would you love to see? What's the intention?
But I would like to see that people are talking about my book, not just because Ilona wrote a book, but I would like people to think about, oh, if Ilona could do it, we can do it too. And my other big thing is, I was thinking how to say thank you for my medical stuff. So I'm going to organize the fundraising for Vancouver General Hospital for Neurosurgery. I just want the book to come out, so to have more impact and more effect on it. So this is what I am waiting for, and I'm excited about this part, because this way even the message will even go to more people. And I would like this fundraiser to be broadcast by TV stations and other media. So basically, what my intention is, we have so much strength in ourselves. We just have to spread our wings and give people a hope. Because be honest, like today, so many negative things are happening in our world, and it is so easy to fall in a loophole or fall in a
Yes.
depression or fall in a crisis. Or so what I would like to mention, people, if we fell, we need to
Mhm.
stand up and
Absolutely.
find the strength wherever you can to stand up and go forward.
You know, I
So
love what you
basically,
said because it sums up never give up, isn't it? You just did not give up.
yeah, just
Did you actually enter Taiwori? The reason I'm asking it is because when we're challenged, and that helps obviously everyone else who's challenged by the health, mainly health, it's like it's okay to keep giving up. That sometimes it's just to stay aligned that we can do it. You know, it's like to say, I never give up. And I'm actually a very strong believer of never give up. I just never give up. But that said, it doesn't mean I'm not out of alignment or I don't feel the challenge. You know, it's how we actually, the attitude we have. And that's why I believe it's such a, I mean, I've known you for a while, so you have a phenomenal attitude. I think you need to have a phenomenal attitude as well as a non-giving up kind of life energy, because if you don't, we're reacting to things. And as you were expressing the gratitude, you're really coming from a place of gratitude, this medical stuff and how they helped you and how you can actually now help them or just do something that can give them back to what you feel so
yeah,
grateful for. You know, it brings me back to Josh. My older one was actually a month premature, and I ended up 10 days in a hospital. And the care we received was so amazing. He's turned 12, and there doesn't go a day I don't put in my gratitude. I'm so grateful for the team who was there. It
yeah,
feels like yesterday, the care
yeah,
and the laugh and the, because when you as a new mother worry about your newborn and it's a firstborn, so you don't know what's happening and what's right. I've just
yeah,
found that I don't think there is enough appreciation for medical staff. I don't mean it in a bad way, but I really think that there's like out there, there's other industries and sports people who get all the fame. And the people who really do the hard work, the work that really saves lives and keeps us going and just keeps this beautiful place a higher energy spirit, they don't get that much attention. So I love what you said. You want to bring some attention and media attention. And I totally see that done for you. Really do.
and the interesting thing is uh, uh, people uh, people started saying, "Oh, our medical system is so bad," criticizing no money, no resources, no staff, no. But I'm just telling, if you are really sick, then you can see how much effort that medical staff is doing to save whatever they could, or to like this was my biggest issue, to see what they did to me or help me, and this is the result. This was my surgery was in 2009,
Mhm.
and I am here today, and I'm writing a book.
Yes, you are. You're becoming international bestseller, New York Times bestseller, bringing media to all this amazing stuff. Because your heart is in it, and you actually been inspired to write this book as a thank you to everything, but also to give a message to others who are struggling with the health. Because sometimes we're not in a position where we feel no, everybody's strong enough to just say, oh, it's all fine, and we all face different challenges and have different attitudes toward it. So it's really great and motivating to read the true story and see that it can be done. Because if somebody can do it, that means anybody can do it.
Right, exactly. And this is my message. Uh, if I could do it, other people can, everybody else can do it. Uh, so basically, this is why I wrote my book, and this is what I would like
To get the
to
message
see
out
as a
there too.
result. Yes.
Yeah. What would you say was like the, if you'd pick a three, I know we're talking about never giving up and attitude, but what were the three things you would feel were really what helped you keep going? Like when you look back now, because we can look back, like Steve Jobs says, you can look backwards and connect the dot. We can't quite connect the dots forward because we don't know. But going back and seeing how you've managed everything and you've healed and the journey you've passed, what would you say were like the three main advice for people you would say do that? That's what you need to stick with.
Well, my first inspiration were my children.
So
I
having a
have to
strong
do it.
why.
Yes, I have to do everything for my children because I really had challenges with my pregnancy, and my first pregnancy was ectopic pregnancy, and after then for 10 years I had troubles with pregnancy. I went through twice of IVF treatments, and uh, these 10 years it was so much struggle, so much problem, and how should I say, so much worries, and but the main things, I never gave up. And I know everybody told me that now, Ilona, you should stop because now your health is in a questions. And everybody started to push me towards
Yeah.
adoption. And this is what I just
You
absolutely
followed your heart. You felt
couldn't,
from within that you can do it.
couldn't, couldn't accept. And I said to my husband, I will have my own children. And, everybody was rolling their eyes. Okay, like, and the interesting thing is that we applied for immigration papers. And after we finally ended up in Canada, 3 months later, I became pregnant.
Oh.
Like, can you imagine, like in all that chaos, when you are in a new country, you don't have proper jobs, your university degree is not accepted. You have to start from
From the
basically
scratch,
to
pretty
buy
much, yes.
basically to buy a spoon, like
Yeah.
like everything. Like you have to
Mm.
start a new life. We came to Canada with 4 suitcases, and that was all. And after 3 months being in this country, I became pregnant. We didn't even thought about the children,
Mhm.
in all this chaos. And I think so. This was the real
Yeah.
things, the big change. And then our mind was shifted for something else to survive in a new country.
Yes.
And it was funny because, when I got the result that I'm pregnant, I was overjoyed,
Mhm.
absolutely, because finally,
Mm.
and in that moment, I just thought how much I planned, what to buy to my baby, how to cherish and everything. And now I'm in a situation that I even don't know
Yeah.
how I gonna do this. But you know what? Uh, you put everything in your mindset, and my baby was the most beautiful one, the healthiest one, the cutest one. You
Of
know how
course.
is it that
Yes.
every mom is
Yes.
is think
Biased towards their own children. That's the way it should be. So, but it shows how the positivity, and usually what happens to us, it's like when we let the fear go of not something happening because you shifted your mindset towards a move and a home, then you didn't create any resilience, and it just happened because it was your desire and it was your dream, so you manifested it faster. So never giving up. That's such a beautiful story. What would be the other one, the other two? So never giving up.
Yeah, and
You're very positive. So is that something like, because I know that you're always positive, you see the good in everything and everybody.
the persistence, the perseverance.
Persistence. Okay. Persistence,
Yes,
perseverance.
yeah, and of course the mindset, like and
It must have been challenging, like when you think about all the changes you went through, like your journey, and you are still the positive Ilona I know, not just moving the country, doing a stuff, and the pregnancies, the health issue, like building a new life in a new country, really. Well, look where you are. It's like that shows that actually people do give up. There's lots of people who, just like you've mentioned at the beginning, they look at what's happening in the world and pay attention to that instead of, I'm not going to give that any attention because it's out of my control. I'm going to focus what I would love, and I'm going to make it happen because we can. And that's your book is about. It's a message of I can, I'm possible. And I love the name, the 10% chance. It's really intriguing.
well, it's a little bit scary when people are reading 10% chance. So, but this is the reality.
Yeah. Even if it's
And then
1% chance, it's a 1% chance. And if you make a decision like you did to be the part of that 1 or 10%, then you've made a decision to belong to that group and not the group who can't make it.
and I should mention that what really helped me, my real crisis were after my surgery and physiotherapy and everything. After 2 years, I received the long-term disability status, and that really freaked me out. Like, okay, I am 50 years old and received the long-term disability status. So what now? And in that point, I turned around with teary eyes and I said to myself, well, it is what it is. But I'm definitely not going to feel sorry for myself 24/7. And I started reading because basically my issue was with mobility. I was very dizzy constantly, like it's a constant issue and it's not going away. But somehow I learned to live with it and knows how much is my limit and everything. But what really helped me, it was the reading.
Mm.
Because, the brain cells can be restored if we are keeping them
Yeah. Active.
constantly active and alive and everything. And the reading really helped me. Like I noticed day after day. It was funny because my children started to tease me because 3 or 4 days I finished one book. Like, I
It's
said,
better.
well, at least,
Did you did you tell them you're taking your own pace?
right,
Yeah.
exactly. And my daughter usually, she was funny teasing me because we went to chapters and I was always looking for the newest
Mhm.
releases, the newest books. And of course, the New York Times bestselling authors. And she started to tease me, oh, mom is just reading the New York Times bestselling authors books and rolling the eyes, teenagers.
Oh.
Anyhow, but honestly, this is what helped me. And then, of course, I got involved. Yeah, when I made a decision that I'm going to I'm going to write my book. I said, oh, wow, it is such a good idea. But then, how on earth I am going to do this?
Mm.
So I said, okay, I need a help. I went on Google and I asked, who is the best Canadian author? And the interesting thing is, Peggy McCall's name came out first.
Oh, that's
And
wonderful.
I said, all right. I didn't know anything about Peggy McCall, honestly, at that point. So I'm going to write her an email. And I asked her,
Taking action. I like it. Inspired action immediately just written.
yeah, like, well, I need a help. So I know I can
Yeah.
do this by myself. I need a help. So, and interesting that I got a reply in an hour from Peggy McCall. And she said, of course, she will help me and it's possible. I asked her, is it possible to write an English book when my mother language is not English?
Always
And,
possible.
and, and will she be able to help me or be my mentor? And she says, of course. And after my medical team, I have to tell you something. The most help what I got, it was Peggy.
Mm.
She's
She's
such a
amazing, isn't she?
she's such a brilliant person, and so much. She was giving me so much helping hands,
I love that.
and all the
She's a really good
advices and
expert, and you chose to follow someone with a great results. So, like that
yeah.
is a great decision to make as well.
So my biggest help was Peggy. And then I started studying all these materials, and of course, I ended up with Bob Proctor's
Yeah.
circle. I went to Matrix in Toronto, and that 6 days of studying with
Mm.
Bob and Sandy Gaggers, uh, it opened a whole new world for me.
Yeah. Well, you've opened a whole new world for yourself by making and choosing to do something for yourself in an environment that thrives and helps you to just pretty much be more receptive and more believing that you can. And that's what happens. People think that they have to, but what you've done is you've had all this power within you, and you actually said that already today. And all that power within us, unless we release that energy and make the decision to go forward and take action. That's why I write do big. I added the do big because we can think big and
Yes,
we can dream big. But unless we take action and do big, nothing happens. Well, by nothing, I don't mean completely nothing, but it's the book is not going to write itself. The movie is not going to create itself. We, not just you, all of us are not going to grow unless we take action and part in things that really help us grow.
yes. And the interesting thing was when I went to Matrix, I didn't know anybody there, honestly, anybody. The only person whom I saw from Bob's uh,
Circle.
events, yeah, uh, it was, of course, Peggy, and it was Brian Proctor. And the interesting things, when I walked in the door, uh, I spotted Brian Proctor on one table, and I sat beside him because I said, "Oh, before I gonna totally lost at least one person whom I know here." So, and I look around the room, and I saw Peggy McCall there as well. So I said, "How fortunate I am, to see all these people whom I were looking for." And this is how I got that. Bob is always talking about the seagulls, and this
Yes.
is why I said to myself, And the way to end up on that event, it absolutely wasn't easy for me. I remember my daughter telling me, "Mom, can you stop talking about this trip? You know that
I
never
can
I want
relate.
you to go."
I can relate when your own children are discussing what Bob said, what Peggy said, and then, like a family kind of listening around.
Yeah, and well, of course, at that point I was walking with a cane, so I did see the point, and of course I had challenges going there, but I made it.
You made it.
So,
Do
and
you know
this
why,
was,
Ilona? Because you had the dream and you said yes to it. You followed it. And you know how because you're in these materials now. When we make a decision from the goal and from the growth and not from the condition which we are, whether it's health or money or issues or challenges or whatever that is, then we move the frequency to a much higher frequency and we attract everything and everybody on that higher frequency. So if we stay and making a decision from lack of money, lack of health, lack of education, lack of whatever, and just say, well, I can't do that because I don't have enough money. I can't do that. I don't have enough time. Oh, I'm just not feeling that great to do this. And people like you are really great example and motivation that then inspires us from within to go and say, I can do that. They can do it. If any of them can do it, then everyone can. And it's the truth. And you know this. And that's why, your book is absolutely remarkable. And you're studying and how you started the journey. You went to the Matrix, you follow Peggy, you follow Bob, you with us now. You are now releasing the book on the 30th of January. Am I correct? 30th of January is Ilona's launch day. It will be available on Amazon. Is that correct?
yes, and everywhere, and the other thing is to meet Judy and the Hosmer publishing team. They are just amazing.
Yeah.
All the help what I get from them and all the feedback, and they are working tirelessly and fast, and so I'm
Yeah.
absolutely amazed.
Judy is amazing. Both of my books actually came through Judy.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and that's another part. You support it. And again, you're just showing such an immense and unconditional gratitude. And the whole time you're talking is really coming from a place of gratitude. Like I can feel it through the screen and every single person can feel it. And it is felt in the book as well. And I'm gonna ask you before I ask you to add anything you'd love to add to your amazing book, is what was the name of the Vancouver medical team?
I'll
Or was
Vancouver
it in a hospital?
Neurosurgery. Yeah, it was a hospital, the Vancouver General Hospital, but it was a neurosurgery team.
Okay. So, but it's in the
Yeah,
Vancouver General Hospital.
yes, it was Tommy and his team.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, what would you love to add before we leave our beautiful audience? What would you love to say as a final message? Not final, but final for this interview.
Yeah. Well, whatever you are facing, never give up. My only message is never give up and look for the help, look for the resources, look for the love, whoever can give you a love, because I think so. And look for inspiration. But basically have a goal. Have a goal, what you want to achieve, uh, how to, because not to think about too much of how to go,
Yeah,
how to how to face it, but what is your goal, what is your dream, what would you like to accomplish, and I'm sure the resources and the help you will get on the way.
it's true. And you had a very strong why as well. And I love that. My why are kids as well. So when you know that you have to get through something that empowers you as well, so you kind of like fuel the desire with passion to kind of keep going. So, and you know, the resilience and persistence you show is just remarkable as well. So I absolutely. I thank you so much for coming and sharing your beautiful journey, part of your story. People can reach out to you, they can reach out to you. I'll put all the links and everything. You can go directly to Ilona if you have any questions. Get ready to purchase her book on the 30th of January. I'm sure we will be reminding you before so we can, and if you can help her in any way, or if you have any interest in supporting her cause and bringing the gratitude to Vancouver General Hospital and the whatever Ilona's new mission is, that is wonderful too, because you know, everyone has somewhere, there is every story. It's just relating. We're relating to everybody. It's not everybody to every, but there is not Oprah Winfrey said, there is not a story that's been told that somebody else has not experienced. I use this a lot because, I just really love that sentence she said. So it truly is. And there are so many people who may just get that extra fire they need in the time of the challenges and of adversity, reading your journey and going, absolutely, I can do it. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Vladi, for all your support and all your help that you are giving to me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Anytime. Bye, beautiful.
Okay, bye.